All right, I'm Jason Caine. I'm the singer, guitarist, songwriter of The Lion Within. As a band, we've been around for probably about a year with the current members. I started songwriting in the year 2020, right after the pandemic hit, basically because everything closed and there wasn't really anywhere to play, anything to do. So I just took all that time and took my experiences, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna hole up and write songs and get something prepared. So hopefully, once everything's open and everything's cool, I'll have some songs to put out there and be able to form a band. So I wrote a good 30 songs.
Go down by the river, let it take me high, where you're so alive.
The Lion Within is me writing the core of the songs. Like our bass player Jerry and our drummer Dan, they definitely add to the songs with their parts. Like Dan writes his own drum parts and Jerry writes his own bass parts. But I bring in the song structure, the lyrics, the melody, the guitar chords and things like that. And then we work out an arrangement as a band, as far as everything else. So in past bands, I tried to keep things, like I formed my last 3 bands, but I wanted things to be very equal. So it was a little bit different, whereas like I would just bring in a guitar idea, where I feel this, I'm bringing in a good 3/4 of a core of a song, and they're adding their parts, and we arrange everything as a band. So it's because I'm singing in this band. For the past 10 years, I've just been the lead guitar player of bands. Okay. So it's a little bit more of my baby as far as the songwriting aspect goes. Because this song is called "The Haunted" (by the river), and this song is basically about the idea of it's kind of an enigmatic song, because it depends on how you read into the lyrics. From one aspect, if you read the lyrics, it's about being haunted by somebody that died, and being remorseful about that. But you could also read into it as looking at it as a past relationship that died and being remorseful about the relationship dying. So I purposefully wrote it that way so that it's kind of enigmatic as far as like, what is this about? Did somebody really die? Is it really about being haunted, or is it about being haunted by the memories of a past relationship that went bad? The video, we kind of took it a little bit further, with the idea that it's the band is actually ghosts telling the story of what had happened, and basically telling the story about how relationship went tragic and somebody dies, and then me being the main character in the story feel so bad and traumatized over it, I just can't handle it, and I end up taking my own life, and basically kind of spending eternity in limbo, just kind of tortured in this situation of being, since I took my life, I'm trapped in limbo and haunted by this person, thinking that if I killed myself that I would escape all the pain, but actually I go into an afterlife of just being eternally surrounded by the pain. So it's actually kind of a tragedy in a way, like a Greek tragedy sort of situation. Well, our plan is to get it out to as many people as we possibly can, and really just to take it as far as we can. I mean, this will be our second single, and our first single, "Too Many Lies."
Too many lies, oh yeah, too many lies.
And I feel like this is like we're turning it up a little bit on this one. You know what I mean? Like the last one is kind of like, here we are, an introduction. It's very straight-laced performance video for the most part. With a little bit of story in there. Whereas this one is definitely, I feel like we're turning it up. It's like, okay, here's a storyline, here's a presentation, and the song is a little bit different. The last song was a little bit harder, like, boom, here we are, make an introduction. This one's a little bit more on the darker melodic side, I feel, which will show our audience, and hopefully new people, and make room for a new audience as far as like, oh, these guys aren't just a one-trick pony. They can do something that's also more on the melodic side, a little deeper, a little darker. They're not just a hard, post-grunge metal, call it what you will, hard rock band. They also have a little bit more depth. Once again, I'm Jason Caine from The Line Within. I definitely want to thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your support, and definitely hope that you have a chance to check us out on Facebook or any other social media. We're everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's The Line Within Music. Pretty much everywhere. That's across the board. The Line Within Music is basically it. If you look that up, we'll be there. And we're on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Pandora, you name it, we're there. So definitely please check it out, take a listen, and interact with us, because we definitely like to interact with you guys and talk with you guys. We definitely really do. So hope to hear from you, and truly thank you for your support.